Good morning, everyone. Have you ever been asked to do something really, really difficult? Something that you've never done before? Well, today's guest has. Let me introduce you to Mr. Noah.
Hi.
Mr. Noah, what was the difficult thing that you had to do?
Well, God told me to make a huge boat, or as God called it, an ark.
An ark?
Yes. Ark is the name for a special container. Knowing it was going to be very difficult, I tried to get out of it by asking, how am I supposed to do that? So he goes and gives me very detailed instructions. Piece of advice: never, ever try and get out of anything by giving God excuses. It never works.
That's very good advice. I'll bear that in mind. So, why did God ask you to build the ark?
Well, because there was so much evil in the world. God needed to start over again. He used the ark to save the animals and us. Even with the help of my family, it was a humongous project.
So did no one else help you?
No, the whole team came out to watch and take the mick. I tried to warn them about the coming flood, but they would not listen. They wouldn't believe me. They just seemed to get angry whenever I tried. Anyway, we eventually got the ark built.
Wow, well done. Well, how big was it?
Well, in modern measurements, it was about 152 metres long, 26 metres wide, and 15 metres high. Real Sky Tower is 73 metres high.
Yeah.
So it'd be slightly longer than two real Sky Towers laid end to end.
Gosh, that's massive.
Lots of animals started to turn up, mostly in pairs. So we got them loaded in, along with food, bedding and all that stuff.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Then the day came for us to get on board, and God closed the door and sealed us in. There we were, 40 days and nights of the worst rain you can imagine. Even the sea lions got seasick. Then we were floating around for months on end.
So what was life like on the ark?
Well, we all kept very busy looking after the animals and ourselves. It got a bit annoying when some of the animals played up though.
Which was the most annoying of the animals? Surely it must have been the monkeys.
No.
No?
Woodpeckers.
Ah. So, how long were you on the ark?
Oh, after 6 months, the waters began to get lower and the ark settled on the mountain. 4 months after that, I started sending the birds out one at a time to look for land. Eventually, a dove returned with an olive twig in its beak. We waited a bit longer and then sent him out again. But this time, the dove didn't return. I guess he found somewhere to nest or something. After a year and 10 days, after the rain started, God told us to release the animals and leave the ark. So 1 year and 10 days, yeah.
Gosh, that's an awful long time to be in a lockdown. Wait a minute.
Anyway, after we left the ark, God promised he would never flood the earth again. So he set the rainbow in the sky as a sign of his promise.
So that's why we see rainbows today?
Yes.
Wow, to remind us of God's promise that he's never going to flood the earth again.
That's right. Next time
Thank you very much, Mr. Noah. That's all we've got time for. Now over to Diana for the activity.
Thank you, Emma and Mr. Noah. That was an amazing story, wasn't it? And fancy getting Mr. Noah all the way here to be able to talk to us about that amazing true story from the Bible. Thank you. Now we've got 3 worksheets for you today because we've got different activities, and you'll find them on the website. So we've got one for you to colour and draw, and we've got a word search on that one. Then we have another one with some more colouring, and spot the difference. See if you can find all 10 differences. Another word search, and then we've got a riddle. See whether you can work that one out. Okay, and then your third activity is a craft, and that's also on the website. And what you do is you colour in your animals in whatever way you like, whether you want to use crayons, felt tips, chalks. I did a combination, however you like. Don't worry if it goes around the over the edges, because when you cut it out it'll all be nice and neat anyway. And then you can either find a cotton reel or a toilet roll maybe, but that's a bit more difficult to attach it, and make these little creatures. Okay, and if you have somebody else in the family who's doing them, you could end up with a pair, and then you can act out the story of Noah's Ark. But here are just 3 of the animals, and remember that God sent the rainbow, and he has great promises for us. So see you again next time.